Hello, my name is John Batusik, and I'm the pastor here at Chestnut Mountain Presbyterian Church, and I'm excited about this year's Compelled Conference. You may recall at last year's conference we focused on ministries within the church and how we as the body of Christ can be involved here in ministry to one another with some outreach to the community. This year's Compelled Conference, with its theme of Heart for Hospitality, focuses on ministries in the community and how we as a church can be involved with them in reaching out to places where we ordinarily aren't able to go. Our speaker for this year's conference is Al LaCour. Al is the International Director for RUF, International Student Ministry, and he has a lot to teach us about using our homes and our lives for hospitality and how to have a heart for hospitality. There are a lot of community ministries and agencies that you can be personally involved with here in Northeast Georgia. We'd like to introduce you to a couple of those opportunities that people from CMPC are already involved with.
I'm Kennedy Smart.
I'm Megan Moore.
And I serve as the chairman of the Life South Blood Drive.
And I volunteer at Choices Pregnancy Care Center.
I was wounded on April the 9th in 1945, just 4 weeks before the war was over in Europe. I could have died to death on the battlefield. Fortunately, I was saved by a chaplain's assistant. When I got back to the aid station, the first thing they did was they found someone with my type of blood and gave me a blood transfusion before they sent me to the hospital in Reims, France. And all the days since then, I've thought, this donating blood is a life-saving situation. And in 1998, the lady who was then managing Life South, which had just opened in 1997, came into the church one day when I happened to be here in the narthex, and she said, "Would you all like to have a blood drive here?" And I said, "We'd love to have a blood drive here."
Choices is completely volunteer, and they are there to love women and men, because now they offer STD testing, but women who are in a crisis pregnancy, unexpected, not sure what to do. And so women come in seeking pregnancy tests, they come in seeking ultrasounds. I started volunteering at Choices Pregnancy about 6 months ago. I got involved when the new location on 53 opened up. They offered some training sessions, and I actually did it for a class. I had some volunteer hours to do for a class, and so I got involved with them, and they just have a lot of opportunities for people to serve.
We have really had a tremendous response from the congregation here. In fact, this congregation is known through the blood industry as the most generous congregation giving blood in the entire world that anybody knows about. 70% of the blood that's donated here in Hall County is used in Northeast Georgia Medical Center. So you have a pretty good idea that you're going to be helping someone that you know.
There are a lot of ways that someone can get involved there. Number one way is to be a client advocate, and basically to be a client advocate you just have to go through some training. Usually it's like a 4-week program, or even like 3-week, and they just train you on how to share the gospel with somebody, how to care for somebody coming in that's really scared about the situation they're in and is really in a crisis, and just how to love on them. So after the training, then you you start signing up for spots, and the only thing they require is two 4-hour shifts a month, which isn't a lot. It's only 8 hours out of 1 month, and you just go in, and anybody who comes in during your 4-hour shift, you sit down with them, you share the gospel, and you help fill out their paperwork. And it's really moving, and just a really great way to love people in the community and share the gospel to people who just need to know the Lord's love.
I made an appeal here about 4 months ago and got 10 people who had never donated before, who were just in the congregation that day, who came and signed up to give. Not all of them were able to give, but they came to give. I would like to see from this Compelled Conference, I'd like to see 20 more blood donors come in and volunteer to give. Now, not all of them will be able to, but I think it takes a lot more gumption to come in and be willing to give and not be able to than to know that you can give and be reluctant to give.